Welcome back, everybody. Week 2 of BGFC Weekly. Jimmy here.
I'm Marlena, and Jimmie, it's a little different in here.
It is. We're in a different room, and I kind of like it.
I do too. I think it looks more formal. I think it's much more exactly where we want to be.
And
absolutely.
Look, we even have a soccer ball. Look at this.
You can look forward to more things being back there, like our mascot head and just like fun stuff that we're gonna have back there.
Yeah, that's casual. Just a decapitated mascot. No big deal. No big deal.
You know what we are. Absolutely.
So hey, how's your week been? It's been a while since we checked in.
It's been good. How's yours?
Busy. It was a time of the year when my job where it gets really busy, but thankfully it's slowing down. We've got a break ahead of us.
Ooh,
looking forward to it.
I have a day off tomorrow, and I cannot wait to sleep
get it.
in. Cannot wait. But we got a lot of stuff coming up this podcast.
We do.
Excited for that.
Yeah. So we're going to start out. We have Ben Moitich, who's the president of BGFC, will be joining us today and just kind of getting to know that side of BGFC a little bit. And then we also have something new for you all today.
Absolutely. So I am a very, very kind of like fun fact person. I love just knowing random fun facts. And, this is a soccer podcast, so I was just kind of looking into, how soccer balls were made and where they came from and like how long has soccer been going on. And that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit at the beginning of this podcast, just introducing the soccer ball itself and how it started. So
where did the soccer ball come from?
Oh my goodness. I got to pull up my notes. So they go back to ancient times. All the way to Middle Ages, China, Egypt, Greek, Rome, all of them. They had soccer balls that were made from either skulls or pig bladders.
Casual.
They would inflate pig bladders and, kick that around for fun with, makeshift nets that had 2 sticks on each side, some sort of net in the middle. But, they would pass that around back and forth, and that's how they would play soccer.
Did they have a goalie?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was like actually the formal soccer as we know it now, set up with like, positions and whatever. It was more just like played for fun. And, just wherever they wanted to be, kick the ball around. But skulls?
Yeah, how do you kick a skull around? I feel like I'd break a toe, but
absolutely. I don't know if they had shoes or not or like what that was, but like skulls.
Didn't shoes really come around really in like the Romans and stuff like that? So we're going all the way back to ancient Egypt. I'm not for sure how much of kind of shoe they had.
Oh, my stepmom's kicking me in the booty right now because she teaches history. But yeah, I thought that was super interesting. But like inflated pig bladders, that footballs are pigskin, that's where that came from. But yeah, pig bladders, they would inflate those or so close together, put rubble in that. Yeah.
Well, and I had read recently, about like the history of like the soccer ball as well. So this is completely fourth wall breaking, but this is a totally different conversation than what we talked about. But I was recently reading about how, even back in the Bronze Age, back in, ancient China, they would just kick like any kind of thing they could get into a ball, rope, yarn, anything that they could form into a ball, put up 2 kinds of sticks or posts or something that they could use to kick between and just go for it. The story that I was reading mentioned something that the goalie wasn't invented until, the more modern era. They originally just had like more or less a giant sheet with some slits in it, and that was how you had to score. So it was very different from our current game.
Yeah, it has grown a lot. Like I said, we have positions now, we have goalies,
right?
All that, but yeah, that's kind of a crazy start for a sport.
Right.
Absolutely. But that's really all I had for that. But
it's legit.
Super excited to get Ben on here soon.
Yeah. So we're going to take a little ad break now, and we're going to play that, and then we're going to bring on our founder of BGFC.
What if grocery shopping was easy, where you didn't need a special card just to save on your favorite items or to get amazing prices on big brand names all the time? The easy way to save is Priceless IGA.
And we're back with our president, Ben Moitich. Ben, how are you doing?
Good. Thank y'all for having me on here. Appreciate y'all doing everything for the Go Online community. I'm proud of y'all, first things first.
Thank you.
I know it's the first thing for everybody going on this year. But when we put ourselves out of our comfort zones, we create bigger and better characters within, truly. And I hope y'all take it all the way to the golden line standard.
We got you on that. So kind of want to talk to you from the very early ages. So Ben, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you grew up, and all of that.
Sure. So my name is Benjamin. You know, in Bosnian it's Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Benjamin. Yeah. So it just
work on
depends what side of the mountain you're really from. You know, so some people are like Benjamin, you know, and some people are like Benjamin, you know. And now where I'm in America, where it's like they cut it short to completely Ben. Like so
It is very short when compared.
Yeah. So you know, but there is a short version for Ben in Bosnian as well. It's Benjo, and so
Benjo.
so not a lot of people can call me that. Only certain individuals really can. You know.
Now everybody in the comments is going to call you that. You know that, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah, originally I'm from Bosnia. I was a refugee. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I originally immigrated to Manchester, New Hampshire. Moved down to Kentucky, Bowling Green. That's my hometown now. Originally, you know, it feels like a hometown to me.
Yeah.
That's why I've never been able to relocate. It's just my ambition is here. 270 area code. You know,
Hey, get it.
You know, everybody's like Nashville, Louisville, Atlanta. It's like nah,
270 pride.
yeah,
Let's
I got
get
that
it.
pride right here.
Get
You
it.
know, shout out to Western Kentucky University. You know, alma
Go
mater.
Tops. Am I right?
Always tops by 90.
How old were you when you came here?
I was in 4th grade, so about 8 years of age.
Okay.
So do you-
Yeah,
Go for it.
but in Manchester I was about 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went through the shenanigans of like learning English, like in a governmental building, trying to translate paperwork to my parents. And
Goodness.
if you asked me if I learned English or Bosnian first, to be honest, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Like,
So you learned them at the same time, or
yeah, at the same time. So it was that transition, you know. Back in the day, when the it's VCR, right?
Yeah.
My dad would have the big one. He'd be carrying it. I'd be coming home from school, like recording me. He was like, "How was school today?" I'd be looking at the camera, like, "What is that thing?" Like,
So you're used to this. So this is your jam right here, though.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know,
You're a
growing
natural.
up, you know, being born 95, being 26, you know.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
come on, don't start about the age.
Oh man.
The one
Alright.
thing is, you know, we were able to transition from the era of like, what is this big fat screen? You know,
Mhm.
from
Those big, deep TVs.
right from a monitor to TV. You know, and now you have a SD card and it can carry 500 gigabytes.
That's
Right.
insane.
You know,
Right.
one TV or 2 TVs. You know, and now it's just like everything being transitioning over from like, you know, that one meme when your grandma's like, "Can you hook up this cable?" and it's an HDMI cable, and she thinks like
Yep.
you could work for AT&T or something.
Mhm. Well, and you know, so I grew up a few years before you. It is interesting to have that technology transition. And before we turn this podcast into a back in my day segment, and please meme the heck out of
Was
that.
it when you had to write in a journal?
Oh yes. When before the iPad, when you actually had to write it down, yes. So what was your earliest memory of being aware of soccer?
Oh, definitely just kicking around in the backyard. I mean, I grew up in Section 8 housing, you know, and it was just, I mean, it was just housing that immigrants were able to start out in.
Right.
It was a blessing, you know, huge shout out to the States, always supporting taking in immigrants and trying to help out people that really don't have anything. My parents always tell me we got a suitcase full of clothes and $100, and it wasn't even $100 US. It was marks, the Bosnian currency.
Wow.
And so being able to transition it, so it like takes away $20, you know. So
Jeez.
being able to just start from that, it was, you know, it's to where we are right now. It's a huge, humble experience, and it's a blessing, you know.
When do you first remember playing for a team? Or who was the first team you played for?
So going back, kicking around the backyard, you know, you got all these kids, and then, you know, there's somebody in the community that's trying to help out. And, you know, that's where truly my community passion comes from, is like, you know, this guy would come up in a van, take all of us from the block.
This
go
does
to the
not sound
park.
creepy at all.
It's
No,
not creepy. It's
not
not
at all.
creepy at all. But I mean, the parents were literally like, if you take one of them, take them all. You know?
Well, just take the whole community.
So we would go, you know, we would start playing, and before you know it, it's just like every other community. You got that one team full of foreigners, and they just go and spank everybody and, you know, beat them 8-0, 10-0. And I mean, sometimes there is always that one team out of town, and they come and compete, and it's like, dang, we got to try right now.
We got another team we got to play with.
But
okay.
yeah, really, that's my first soccer experience. And
What was that team called? What was that team called?
Shoot, I have no clue, man.
Man, come on, you don't remember your first team?
I have no clue. I have no. It was at that point that team was formed and really started to distinguish itself right when I moved. And so right when I moved, I had a call up to go somewhere onto like the next stage. But like my parents, like literally in the 18-wheeler, we packed up everything. They're like, "You say bye to them. It's time for you to say
we out."
Good, greetings, and we're out.
So in Bowling Green, then, what was your first experience on the team?
Definitely, huge shout out to Sky Soccer. Back in the day, it was Soki.
Soki,
Soki community.
It was Soki.
Yes,
the red kids. I wish I had a picture. I'm gonna try to get y'all a picture so I can pull it up on the podcast.
Please do.
I think I might still have
Kev,
one.
put that in.
I 100% have one of me in that same uniform.
Definitely,
so
that was the biggest thing back then. That was when Lover's Lane still had farm and agriculture on the side of it, in the back. Like, man, that was
a while ago.
Like, the hub did not exist then.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not even close.
Not at all. But after then, from here on out, I just started playing Sky. Went to the junior high. I was on the first junior high team for Bowling Green.
There you go.
Originally, yep.
And where did you play?
Current South Warren coach Tom Alexander was the first coach, and then we were the first team to initiate it, and then it just kicked off into high school soccer from then on out.
And where did the junior high play?
At the pit.
At the pit,
That's
baby.
where we play.
That's the same place. Same place.
Exciting.
Make sure y'all see us March 19th this weekend.
This upcoming Saturday.
Yep, in our home conference opener, March 26th, doing big things. We're going to have the mayor out, and we're definitely doing that fundraiser. So if y'all have anything to do with food or clothes, make sure y'all look at the drop-off locations and donate anything y'all can, for real.
Well, we'll come back to that here in a little bit, but you might be better at doing on podcast and being on camera than we are, I think. So look at you. That was good. So
y'all do a great job, trust me.
Who is your favorite player growing up and or your favorite team?
Oh, man, favorite player. Just growing up, the stud, Zlatan.
Yeah.
And then the diamond, really, we call him back home the diamond, Diamant, Edin Dzeko. So, two strikers, that's always been my favorite position. The coach is always like, get your ass back in the back, play some midfield. You're a hard worker. So that's really where I always played it, like right wing, This past season played on the outside back position, but sometimes you just got to take out your ego and do what the right thing is for the team,
So
Absolutely.
Going along with that, so you've played several different positions. Is there any lessons that you've learned just from the different positions that you've played, or kind of seeing the field from a different perspective?
Yeah, definitely. So one of my things as not just a player, but also as coach is there's 11 players on the field, but when a player gets a red card, you actually see how important they are to you.
Yeah.
So
Go down
that's that value, that's that
Yeah.
lesson. And so even if I have to play left back during the season, I understand that center midfielder. Without him, it can put me out of position. Without me, I can put him out of position.
Right.
And so back and forth with any position on the field. So one of my favorite things is it's a team sport. It's competitive. But if we're all focused on the same ambition, the same goal, we can all go achieve great things together.
Oh, that's awesome. So you can
That's a
take
good lesson.
a perspective of soccer and turn it into a life lesson as
Oh,
well.
man.
I love that.
I like that. I like
Hey,
that.
don't get me started with that. That's all Bosnian parents really know how to do. They give you one little life advice and it becomes into a whole nother. It's like preaching and preaching.
But I love that. Yeah.
You love it. I grew up with Bosnian parents.
So for us, it may have been a little good to talk about now, but for you growing up,
Oh, it's a huge shout out to my parents, my family. Really, that's my emotional and my back support.
Yeah.
The one thing is just I put down for my family. And the reason why I do is because they always showed me you gotta give back, you gotta be able to support people that don't have anything, and I always try to understand why always give back, why support people you don't know, and then the thing is just because I think we're meant to be on this world so we can support each other, we can love each other, and we can show that we can do great things together. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And there's no greater deed than being a helping hand to somebody.
right.
And it's a life lesson, like you said.
Yeah, it
and
really is.
and soccer is love.
It is.
Soccer is love.
Brings over 2-3 billion people on the planet together
Every year.
Yeah, I mean, talking about our games, the
Right.
game brought in over 3,000 fans annually for us last season.
Really?
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
this year
Impressive.
I have hopes for 5.
There you go.
Well, so let's take that note. Let's transition a bit. So, what are your goals for this season for the team?
Oh man, for the team, I have expectations, not
Okay.
goals.
What are they then? Lay them
I
out
mean,
here.
definitely, at my point of view, my expectation is definitely going to be, can we repeat what we did last year?
Right.
And then not repeat what we did in the national tournament. Can we extend our run into the Final Four? If not the Final Four, can we make it to the Natty?
Mhm.
The national championship game?
Right.
Can we put the city on the map? That's definitely my expectation. Another expectation is, how many youth club members can we have, or as a player, can we have come out and compete at our level? That's the
Right.
original mission, the vision that we want to pursue out here. We want a 16-year-old to come out here and play against grown men at the age of 24, 25
Yeah.
and stand out. Because it hasn't happened just once or twice or 3 times out of Bowling Green. It's been going on every year. It's just this platform has not been available.
Right.
And so we want to create that platform so we could take it to the next level for not just us or the organization, but community members.
Right.
Definitely.
Get more people involved in that. So then, beyond this season, kind of where do you see the team going in 3 years? Where do you see us in 10 years? What's the vision here, Ben?
Man, the vision is definitely to potentially one day have our own youth academy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Because that's where it starts. You have to get up and
Right.
build up.
right. So you're talking about building up. I'm talking
Yeah.
about building down. My philosophy is a
start in
little bit
reverse.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to start from where I want to be, and then I want to work my way down because I think it's easier to fill in the puzzle piece like that.
True.
I'm a different type of character.
You different? No, never.
But one of the things that makes me like who I am is my friends around me, the support behind me, and then the leadership, the mentoring that I have in my life. From interning at Western to working at certain positions and meeting new people for instance, at a job fair or something like
Right.
it
Right.
can go so long.
Right.
And the one thing that motivates me every day, sometimes like when I wake up, I look in the mirror and I'm just like, are you going to be that person that the people want you to be today? Or are you going to be the person that you woke up to and you're just like, dang, man, go brush your teeth.
But some days you have that, though. Some days you wake up and you're like, today's the day I'm getting this done, whatever that big project is. But then there are also some days where it's like, brushing your teeth is fine.
Yeah,
Just
but
take that day. Take that day.
I agree with you. Yeah, I definitely need that day. But the thing is, you asked me, what's your 3-year goal, 5-year goal, 10-year goal? Yo, we need to be in a USL.
Yes.
Yes. Our community definitely has a demand for that.
Yes.
But when are we gonna? There's not gonna be a platform until we show up.
Right.
We can't just show up. The team can't just show up. The staff can't just show up. We need a community to show up as well. What makes the Hilltoppers such a great family, a great nation when they go support? They travel to Texas.
Yep.
You have at least 5,000 members
Mhm.
traveling to Texas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I know it's a 100-year program competing with a 380-day program, So it's just we have a little bit of progress
right.
to make, but I think we're doing phenomenal,
Yeah. I mean, league champs in the first season.
Right.
Very impressive. But I think you're right. Now we just got to build those other blocks,
Right.
building down, like you mentioned, and who knows where we'll end up.
Most definitely. Hey, sometimes being curious leads to the best answers.
True. Speaking of being curious, I've always been curious. How did you come up with the name, the crest, and the colors?
Oh, man. That was definitely a little bit of a team effort internally a little bit from the beginning.
Did you have a designer, or did you do
we
that all
definitely had a
yourself?
designer from Lexington. We worked on it in a couple of weeks. It just came. At the end of the day, it was no to this, no to that. Okay, this is good. We like that. And then he combined it into one. And, he was like, maybe a lion will fit in. And I was like, really a mascot? That's kind of good, but we want our name to be recognized everywhere.
Right.
And then so the name and the mascot fit in. And then we wanted colors that nobody had. You know, Louisville City, they taking the purple because of the
Yep.
royalty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you can't hate on that.
Right.
And
Nashville taking the yellow. Go ahead.
purple also being the combination of red and blue,
Mhm.
and everybody knows that in this state you're either red or blue.
Right.
So,
yes.
Right. Yeah.
Purple blending of those colors. I have no idea. So somebody from Blue City, if that is incorrect and you just completely came up with purple because of royalty or the city of Louisville otherwise, let me know. That's my theory.
But you know, the golden thing was like the golden came in behind like the golden lines, the gold color.
Right.
We just want to have the golden standard. You
You
know,
get it.
All right.
And so
We need to put that on a poster, like right back
the
there.
golden standard.
The golden standard.
100%.
I mean, it's just like, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but the one thing is just like, I don't want to come out here and half anything.
Right.
You know, half something, you get half results. Excuse my language to everybody listening.
Yeah, that's going to get bleeped.
But
Family
it's
friendly.
just, I just want to do things the right way. I want to be efficient. I want to get the results that we deserve, that the community deserves, and I want to go do things to the next level. And I think that's just what it ended up being. That was the final result, and I would never go back and change it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on the golden standard in my head.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
It just kind of rolls around, doesn't it?
It really does. You know, we kind of decided BGFC Weekly for our podcast, but I mean, looking to change in different name. I don't know. I don't know if we can do that or not, but I love the golden standard, 100%.
Appreciate
That's really
you.
cool.
So, Marlena, anything else you want to dive into with Ben?
I mean, I just think you're impressive in general, just from, where you started and how you've gotten to here.
Thank you.
And you haven't even been here your whole life. Like,
Right.
That's crazy to me, honestly. But no, I want to thank you for being here, 100%.
No, thank you all.
I appreciate you 100%.
No, thank y'all for making this happen and just truly believing in me. Not just in me, but the organization and everybody behind it. I promise y'all, we won't disappoint, and we're going to take it to the next level.
All right.
Let's get it. All right, we're going to take another short ad break, but we'll be right back. And we're back after that. So again, thank you so much to Ben for sitting in with us for that conversation. Couple of reminders and things. You know how these podcasts always close out with like reading of the newsletter. March 19th, first preseason match at home. Bowling Green Junior High School.
The Pit. Ooh.
That match will be our one preseason match. And then 1 week later, March 26th, opening night here in BG for the home opener. We will have Empanada BG will be special guest hosting with their food truck. And so it's going to be a lot of really cool stuff. Like Ben mentioned earlier, the mayor's coming out. We're also doing some donations, so make sure you're checking our social media sites for all of the drop-off locations and what to drop off from there.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, like, this podcast is a weekly thing. We do record these weekly, and they will be streaming each Wednesday we have Spotify, Apple Music, Samsung Podcast, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, and RSS.com. So several different ways to stream this. Get it out there. Tell your friends. Like, subscribe, comment. You know, we want to see you guys and like hear your thoughts on our podcast. Maybe you have topics you want us to discuss. Like,
Please
I'm
share.
open to ideas. So this is still new to me personally. So
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, any suggestions that you guys have, we want to hear them. So
Absolutely. And with that, folks, we'll wrap up this week's BGFC Weekly, and we will see you on the next one.